Alright guys, welcome back to another Pokemon Go episode on the channel, and today we are going to go over a few announcements that came out yesterday, and then also go over Gardevoir as a Pokemon and a Mega, just to see where it's going to be good, what movesets will be good for it moving forward. I will be doing some Gengar raids during this. I won't be having the video because my phone's running out of battery, so there's no thing, but I am just doing Gengar raids to try and get some more energy so I can max level my other two Gengars. So then we're ready with 3 Mega Ghost types. So, anyway, let's get into the announcements here. So, this one here is about the community days and events that are coming up in the future, all the way up till May. They don't usually announce this many things. Sorry, pardon me. In one go. They usually have like 1 or 2. But they've announced, as you can see here, 4 dates for Community Day, 1 for Classic Comm Day, and then also other events during the time, which will probably be Spotlight Hours, Raid Hours, etc. So let's go over these dates here. So obviously we've got March the 18th. Can't think of anything around that time. However, these two here are very close to Easter. So maybe the Classic Comm Day might be based around Easter, potentially. But no one knows what it is. They haven't announced any Pokemon for these yet. But it's weird how they've announced so many events in one go. Maybe they've listened to the community, saying that they need to try and plan a bit more moving forward, so to have more dates in advance would be good. I've already got these booked off from work, so I'm definitely going to be going. And then also we've got these dates here. They look like Spotlight Hours to me because they are. These two are a week apart, or maybe Raid Hours. That's 2 weeks apart, so you can see that being a Raid Hour. And then this one is the interesting one because it's across 2 days. I'm very interested to know when that gets more information because it seems a weird date to go just for a 2-day event. So hopefully something good's going to be coming very soon. And I can't wait for it. It's most likely going to be like when Noibat first came out of Shiny and it was only in eggs. Probably most likely going to be something like that. But we never know until it's announced. It could be that a new Pokemon's come to the game or they're doing Hisuian Pokemon again. You never know, but having all this information for dates is really good, especially in advance. You can now plan to, if you do work work during the week like myself and work the odd Saturday, you can plan ahead and book these off if you really wanted to. So let's look at the next event quickly. We have gone over this in detail in a different video, so I'm not going to go too much into it. However, so in this event, you do have Mega Gardevoir debuting for the first time in Pokemon Go. Cannot wait for this Pokemon. I'm fully ready to get 4,000 energy so we can Mega Evolve all 3 into max level Mega. I do have 3 100% Gardevoirs all ready to go, so that'll be decent for the account. Glade, I'm guessing that'll be a 4-star raid. I'm sure it's down here somewhere. Yeah, 3-star raids, Glade, so that's not a bad one. The event itself doesn't look like great if I remember going through it. However, you do get the one time a year Furfrou form change, but it is what it is. Synchronize for Gardevoir and Glade, not a good move. There's already better moves in the game for these Pokemon, so it's not going to be a key one to do these events, these raids, just to get the move. However, it is everyone's choice if they wanted to collect these moves for their account, which is also fine. And then the new shinies, which are the Frillishes. And if I remember right, that is it. Ordino, really good Pokemon. If you can get some of these in field research, and keep them for a day where there's 3 times Stardust. That'll be key, and you'll get, if you can put a star piece on them, you will get so much Stardust. I watched a video recently of the Trainer Club. I'll link it in the description. Basically, on the Noibat event, he had a load of Pokemon saved up in his special research, and basically went through them all. They were all 1,500, but then Ordino was giving 4,000 Stardust. He got 250k Stardust in 14 minutes. Outrageous. It took me the whole of comm day to get that. So definitely worth saving up them Pokemon for the right days. So, let's get into Gardevoir here. So, it is a Psychic Fairy type. It has a lot of weaknesses, and they are also double weaknesses, which is a shame because of the 160. Poison, Ghost, and Steel. Really bad set, really. And then resists Dragon, Fighting, and Psychic, which isn't too bad. There's a lot of Dragon-type Pokemon in the game, so that's really good. And then also Psychic as well. So, let's go over this moveset here. So, going off experience, you're going to want Psychic, Confusion, or Charm, actually. It depends what you're going for. If you wanted a Psychic type, Psychic Mega Gardevoir, go for Confusion, and then Psychic, and then potentially have Shadow Ball or Dazzling Gleam as its other move, just to give it a bit of variety in PvP and raids. But then if you want a Fairy type, go Charm, Dazzling Gleam, and then I would go for the Psychic there. So you have Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, and Charm as a nice moveset, all stab, all doing good amount of damage. I'll probably go for one of each, and then one more Psychic, I think. You know, it does do more damage as a Fairy type. There was already a comm day, and was it a raid hour for routes? So I don't expect one around routes very soon. But the shiny is very cool. I do like the blue colours on Shiny Gardevoir and Shiny Glade. Let's just open Glade into a new tab. Yeah, the blue and Glade looks really cool. Its base stats before its Mega, I don't know if it has its Mega form on here. It doesn't show it yet. Something we can add to another video later on. It does have a very high attack stat. Obviously, it is a last form Pokemon, but quite a high attack stat for a normal Pokemon. That isn't like a pseudo legendary or anything like that. So let's go back to this page and let's talk about what community days could be coming up. We've had such a great start to the year. I feel like Niantic are going to give a few bad community days coming up. And when I say bad, just not as hyped Pokemon, basically. Just to even out things as they are, because we have had a amazing February with an even better February coming up, especially with the Hoenn event, things like that. So I do think the next couple of months might be a little bit less hype, and they'll try and calm it down a bit just before GoFest, and then be able to build that hype for GoFest in July. Because if you look at these events go up to May, and then you have the build up to GoFest. GoFest this year, I think, will be Mega Rayquaza. Personally, I keep saying there's going to be a little twist on the Hoenn event to be something to do with Rayquaza, and I do think it'll be an Apex Shadow, like the Ho-Oh and Lugia from the last tour event. But I think GoFest will be based around Rayquaza. Mega Rayquaza being the key one there. Just so then they can move on to a new generation of games. And obviously do like Origin Dialga, Origin Palkia, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's all I've got for the Gardevoir overview. For the next videos, I think I mentioned it in a Nuzlocke video. I'm going to go over each individual typing, starting with grass, and that'll start on Thursday. To go over each Pokemon that is decent enough to take into raids, into PvP, because there's a lot of videos on what's the best Pokemon to do X, Y, and Z. But then there's not very many videos on what Pokemon can be substituted for them. You don't always need, in my opinion, the best Pokemon to do well in raids and PvP. You can use some of the lesser, used Pokemon in the meta and still do very well in the game. So, I have Mamoswines for a flying type and dragon type. You've got the Shadow Mamoswines now. You've got... you're getting towards a lot better Pokemon. But I will use Mamoswines for the Rayquaza event, because they do a lot of damage and they are really decent for it. But they're not the best. So, that's all my opinion. If you guys have any differences, please leave it in the comments and I will happily read them and comment, and maybe we can have a discussion about that. So, thank you all for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I will speak to you all in the next one.